Hello team, welcome back. In the last lecture, we have seen how we can create the Docker stack. Today we will see how we can scale up the stack in the Docker Swarm. So let's start with. So we have seen, we have already seen something about the Docker stack, and today we are going to discuss how we can scale up the services. When we are talking that we are going to scale up the services, it means we are going to increase the services or we are going to decrease the services. We are going to increase the resources for the services as well, right? So you can scale the number of services, plus you can also scale the number of resource to a particular service, right? And how we can do that? And we can do that by changing the YAML file, right? So in the last lecture, we have executed an YAML file to create the service, right? So first we will change the particular things like the replicas, the resources in that particular YAML file, and to reflect the changes, we need to redeploy the service, right? So what this will do, right? So we will see when we are scaling up the services, it don't have any downtime. When I'm talking about the downtime, it means your service will not be stopped, right? It will scale up your services on the running mode. So let's see. So first, let's verify the status of my Docker Swarm. So I will insert a command docker node ls. So right now you can see we have the three nodes in our Docker Swarm, and this is the leader node, right? Now what I will do, you can see I will enter the command pwd to get the current directory. So I'm inside my sample nginx project, right? The same project I have compressed and attached with the last lecture. So if you want to use that, then you can use it, right? And now first I will check, is there any service running? So I will execute a command docker service ls. So no service is running. So what I will do, first I will start my service. So we will enter a command docker stack deploy -c. Then you need to mention the YAML file name and then the service name. Hit enter. So what this will do, this will start the service, right? You can see a new nginx start webnet and start underscore web is being created. If I will execute docker service ls, then you can see this service is running, right? And if we execute the docker stack ls, then you can see the nginx start service is running, right? Now what we will do, we will identify that how many resources are running in this particular service. So we will enter docker service ps, then the service name, which is nginx start web. So you can see the 5 containers are running in this particular service. Some are running on node 1, some are running on node 1 cpu1 machine, and some are running on node 2, right? Now what we will do, we want to scale up the services. For this we will open the docker YAML file in the editor, right? And suppose we want to start the 6 replicas instead of the 5. So over here we are going to scale up the replicas, right? To go into the insert mode in Vim, you need to press I, otherwise you would not be able to edit the file. And suppose I'm going to use the 30% of CPU at max and 100 MB of memory at max, right? I will save my file. Now what I will do, I need to again execute the same command docker stack deploy -c, my file name and then the service name. And please make sure you are creating the same name as you have inserted in the last command, right? Hit enter. So you can see it shows you updating the service nginx web, right? If I will again execute the command docker service ps nginx web, now you can see the number of containers are being increased, right? You can see some are being shutting down, right? Some are still running and some are in the ready state. So what is happening over here? When we are updating the service, what is happening over here? So what docker swarm is doing, docker swarm is stopping the container one by one so that your service will not get any downtime, and it is spin up in new containers with the new configuration one by one. So suppose the 5 containers was running in my service, then docker first down the 5th container or any random container, spin up the new container with the new configuration, down the 2nd container and spin up the new container with the new configuration particular, and it will process this particular phenomena until it will update all the containers with the new configuration. So in this particular way we didn't get any downtime, right? My service was accessible all the time because In the Docker Swarm, we can access the service on any node which is the part of the swarm, right? So it is not dependent that container 1 is going down or container 2 is going down, right? All the nodes should be able to serve the traffic, and load balancer will manage the request as per their own algorithm, right? So without any downtime, without making any impact on the running system, we are upgrading the system from the backend, you can see. And this is something like a magic for us, because till now we have not seen any application on any configuration which can upgrade your service without impacting its uptime, right? So definitely if you are going to upgrade your services, then you have to take some maintenance time, and in that maintenance time, in that maintenance window, you are upgrading your services. Because, and why you are taking the maintenance window? Because you need to stop your running system, upload the new configuration and spin up the new system. But with the help of the Docker Swarm, we don't need any downtime. This is the same reason you have not seen the big technology giants have taking any downtimes. Facebook will never down, Google will never down, Flipkart, Amazon, they will never down, right? They are managing their uptime with different technologies, with different processes, right? If I will clear out my console and again execute the same command, Docker service ps nginx web, then you can see right now all the containers which was started earlier has been shut down and new containers are being spinned up, right? So you can see this is running 1, running 2, running 3, running 4, running 5 and running 6. Now 6 containers are running, and all the containers which have the last configuration has been already shut down. So this is the benefit of the Docker Swarm. With the help of the Docker Swarm, you can upgrade, you can scale up your services, you can upgrade your application without any downtime. Now let's move further and let's see how we can add the more services in the Docker stack. So till now we was just executing the nginx replicas, right? We are going to add a new service in the stack. We are going to add a visualizer. So this is an UI application which will display you the containers which are running inside your Docker Swarm and the manager and worker node, right? Visualizer is basically an official app provided by the Docker community, and we can easily find out it on the hub.docker.com. So let's go to the hub.docker.com. So you can see right now I'm inside my hub.docker.com, and over here I will search for visualizer. So you will get an visualizer inside the Docker samples, right? So we have already discussed about the Docker sample. We have configured the voting app with the help of the same Docker samples, right? So here is the Docker sample visualizer. This is an official repository of the Docker community and it have 10 million plus downloads, right? Now we need to discuss how we can add a new service inside the Docker stack. For this, we need to update your YAML file, right? So let me open my YAML file. So you can see this was my old YAML file version 3. Then we have the services and we was executing only one service, which was web. I have added one more service over here, right? This should be at the same level as the web. You can see this is at the same level. See, web and visualizer at the same level, because YAML file prefer the indentation like the Python, right? So we need to make sure that we are putting equal spaces between the services and all services are defined at the same level, right? So the name is visualizer, and we are taking this image, Docker samples visualizer and stable release. We are going to publish this particular service on port 8080 for the external world and port 8080 for the container itself, right? And over here we have defined two new parameters, the volumes and the placements. So let's first talk about the volumes. Inside the volume, what we are doing, so basically I'm pointing out a location in my Docker hub with the Docker container socket. See, with this particular way, you can find the same thing which is mentioned inside the Docker file of the visualizer, right? After this, I am executing the deploy command, and this is the placement, right? And inside the placement, I am putting some constraint. And what is the constraint? I am putting the constraint that this service will execute on the manager node, right? Where node.role equals to manager. So with this particular constraint, you can define which service will execute on which node, right? So if I will put any constraint over here, you can put the any constraint over here before the resources and after the resources. So in last lecture, we have seen how we can define the resources, and this is new thing what we are seeing today. And this is the new thing what we are getting today, the placements, right? So you can define the position of the service as well, where this particular service should be executed. Then we are using the same network webnet, and after this we are creating the webnet network, right? Now what we need to do, we need to edit our docker YAML file which is executing on my docker host. So what we will do, we will copy and paste it, and we will go to the terminal. Over here I will open the docker YAML file, delete the old content and paste the new content over here, right? So you can see the visualizer service is being over here, and something is still missing, the version is missing. So I will enter the complete stuff. Like, now I will save my file. Right, now what we need to do, we need to again execute the same command, right? The command which we will use for the deployment. So docker stack deploy -c, the same YAML file and service name, hit enter. So you can see it is updating the existing service and it has created the new service, the visualizer. If I will open the docker service ps and look for docker nginx start web, then you can see the containers, some containers are in the ready state, some containers are running, and some are going to shut down. If we will clear out the console and we will identify other service, docker service ps nginx visualizer, then you can see this service is running on a single container, right? And this container running on my manager, see, docker node ls, and this is my manager, and this is the same machine where this container is running, right? Now what is the benefit of the visualizer, right? So if we will go to the DigitalOcean and we will copy the IP of any running machine, suppose I'm going to copy the IP of this machine, and I will try to access this on port 4000. So this should access this particular web page. We have seen this particular web page, right? Now if I will try to access the same on port 8080, then we will get an UI like this. See, this is the visualizer, and you can access the visualizer on any node because this is the property of Swarm. You can access your running service on any node which is the part of the Swarm, so you can access the visualizer on another node as well. Then what is this visualizer is defining? This visualizer is defining the number of containers running inside your machine, and how many services are running there. So you can see this is showing that this is the manager machine which have the 2 GB RAM, this is the worker machine which have 1 GB RAM, and this is again the worker machine which have the 1 GB RAM. This is my container. The image which is running over here is the friendly hello latest, right? The tag is latest updated at this particular time, and this is the hash of this particular container, and the status as well, you are getting the status as well, right? So these 5 containers which are displaying in the border of green, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, they are the nginx container, they are the nginx web containers. And the another container which we are getting in the purple border, see, this is the another container which is running for the visualizer, right? This container is running for the visualizer, so we are getting the different color code for the different type of containers as well, right? So with the help of the visualizer, you can identify that how many containers are running inside your docker swarm. So this is the benefit of the visualizer. So we have seen how we can scale up the services. We have seen if we want to add a new service inside the stack, then how we can add a new service, right? So that's all for the day. In the next lecture, we will learn some more interesting points about the docker swarm and docker swarm stack. So thank you, team. Thanks for your time.